we're doing journaling. Now, journaling and the practice of journaling is not new. It's been around a long time. A lot of the great philosophers, great Stoics have often talked about it. But in my view, it's been a little bit misunderstood. And it's not a diary. Want to make sure that we don't make it a diary. There can be aspects of journaling that are a diary. You can do some of that. Some people like a combination, but really, it's a place where you, from my view, is you learn to unedit yourself. Okay, and I want you all to look really closely. You don't realize how much editing you do. Okay, there's a lot of editing with what you're thinking, what you're saying, and the words that come out, or even the words that are said but not verbally said. Maybe you say it in your head, and we all know those things, right? So the idea of journaling is to get on paper the things that maybe you wouldn't say or that you wouldn't allow yourself the luxury to say. And it is a huge thing, right? So when you're going through, let's say, so how this connects is as you start to practice more minimalism, the things that you have, you start asking yourself why. Why is it that I like just this? Or why don't I like that? Okay. And so what came out of minimalism for me last week? I realized that everybody watches me really well, and that's not a new concept for a teacher. I understand they watch what I do really closely, which is a great thing, right? And what people don't, what people are not interested in is what I don't do. So nobody really cares about what you don't do, okay? But guess who does? You do. And I look at the things that I don't do more than the things that I do. Now you won't, but I do. When I have a situation that happens, why didn't I say that? Why didn't I do that? There's a reason. So you can learn a lot, and this is kind of going to be your bridge this week and kind of homework for everybody is to bridge the minimalism with the journaling practice and ask yourself in yourself when you're in an interaction in a relationship of some sort, what are the things that you don't do? What are the things when you go to a restaurant, what are the things that you don't eat? I wonder, did you ever think about, we always know what people like to eat. How about we think about what they don't like to eat and why don't they like to eat them? Just curious. That might tell you more than the things they like. It just might. And I'm talking everything from the way you work out, the things that you talk about, right? So if you have a good friend of yours, I wonder what my good friend Joe doesn't talk about. What doesn't he talk about? What are the topics he stays away from? I wonder why he stays away from those topics. Are they just uninteresting or are they just he's bored of them? Right? Like I don't talk a lot about martial arts if I get together with my friends. That's not because I talk about them a lot, so I don't need to talk about them more, right? There's some topics people don't talk about just because they're doing them all the time. Other times there's topics that they love to talk about. So or sometimes there's topics they don't talk about because they have no clue. They've never investigated it. They've never looked at it. So, asking yourself um as you're writing, what don't I do? What don't I eat? What friends don't I have? What places don't I go? Like that might tell you a little bit more about yourself than you could imagine. So that's a great place to start. So when I journal and I use there's certain things and I'll kind of break down the kind of the basic things that I